Welcome back to another episode of The Wobby Expedition.
Hey, whoa. What the fuck was that?
What?
What the fuck did I tell you about plagiarizing my shit, man?
No. It's all original, I swear.
I've got 67 fucking episodes to prove you otherwise, you motherfucker.
No. It's original because this is the first time I've said it.
Touche. So, first up in this week's news batch, we're going to always start off with the movies. Pokemon, Ron, you may have heard of it. It's this new thing. Finally getting a live action movie. Oh, first of all, I'm stunned it has taken them this long. Pokemon Go
I know.
has been on fire for a week and a half. Since these exist in the world, being the Emoji movie, the Trolls movie, the infamous Tetris trilogy, which will not be named on this podcast ever again. I'm stunned it took them a week and a half to announce this. They are doing a live-action version of Detective Pikachu. What are your thoughts, Ron?
I mean, really? Just do Pokemon. What the fuck is the point in Detective Pikachu?
I'm okay with this as long as Jonathan Banks from Better Call Saul is Pikachu, and it is narrated in like 1940s noir. Yeah. And then we might have to do Jackie Earle Haley, and he's just talking like fucking Rorschach. It's like Pikachu is like tire burst on dog's stomach.
And I'll say no.
And I'll say Pika. Where is that fuck? I want to write the fucking noir Pikachu movie. Where's this fucking gritty dude? It's like boom, rated R Detective Pikachu.
That'd be amazing.
Directed by the old boy director.
Oh shit.
Such a better movie. Whatever. Yeah. Do you have any interest in watching a live action Pokemon movie?
No, I would have had a lot more interest in an actual Pokemon movie, not just a Detective Pikachu. But
what about, so if they had just straight up said like we're redoing like the first arc of the cartoon in live action, you'd been more interested in that?
Oh yeah, I would have been a lot more interested in that.
It's curious, like
I don't know how interested that would make me because of my level of Detective Pikachu, but
maybe they're kind of hesitant about it because they have done so many of the animated ones.
Well, what are you gonna do though? It falls in the same category as like Zelda or any other video game that is that long of a game. What are you gonna do? How many movies would it take for him to get 8 badges and go to the Indigo League or whatever?
I actually kind of get it. Like, you can actually have obviously you can have a detective story with Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
It makes it a little bit more organic. The problem with that though is like, yeah, it's Pokemon, yeah, it's Pikachu, but if it's just Pikachu and they don't have like Ash and stuff like that, I think that might take people off because like a lot of people that have wanted live action Pokemon for 20 years have wanted Ash, Brock, and Misty with the Pokemon, not just Pikachu. Yeah. Well, it's either way. It's gonna make fucking bank.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it is gonna make fucking.
It could be the worst movie ever made. It could be Howard the Duck level, and it's gonna make them $1 bajillion.
Yeah. Like we talked about the other day.
How much be them testing the water before doing an actual.
We're gonna have a Pokemon interconnected universe where they cross over with Digimon.
You see, that makes more sense than the fucking Transformers one to me. But
dude. Fucking, what is it? Ghostbusters and 21 Jump Street? Is that no Men in Black?
Men in Black.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that? Man?
Yeah,
that's the real head scratcher. But yeah, this probably will open the floodgates where we will get fucking
prepared to become Japan, America.
Every 6 months, there's a new Pokemon movie.
We thought it was going to be China that owns our ass. No, it's going to be Japan. But Pokemon.
Yeah, we talked about the other day, like how much this game raised Nintendo's stock, and it wasn't even released in Japan yet, which is Pokemon Mecha.
Yeah.
And I think my friend told me at work today, they just, like, yesterday launched it in Japan, so yeah. I want to see
They are launching it tomorrow.
They're launching it tomorrow?
No, I sent you the article today, I don't know if you had time to read it, about a letter getting leaked from McDonald's, and that was the reason they had to delay it. It was supposed to launch today being the 20th, in Japan. But the all of the, is it gyms? think all the McDonald's locations in Japan are gyms or something, which is genius fucking marketing.
At bare minimum, Pokestops. They might be gyms as well.
I'm pretty sure it said gyms in the article, but some douchebag released the letter about that because no one knew the release date, which is what Niantic wanted. Kind of like over here, no one knew if you knew the release date, it's because you were following all the news on it very closely, right? They didn't want to announce the release date because they know from what happened over here what might happen with their servers over there. And some douchebag released a letter or a memo that's supposed to be confidential.
It was me. And you're welcome.
They went ahead and delayed it a day so they can make sure their servers will handle the load tomorrow. So
they still won't.
They still won't.
Because no, I really, really want to see Nintendo stocks after it's been out for a week in Japan.
Yes.
Like, it's just going to be ridiculous.
And then you know what else I want to see? Nintendo stock after it's been out for 6 months. If it plummets, what it does.
How long do you think this
going?
Okay, now we obviously know it's not going to keep up the current pace as of right now.
It can't keep this momentum.
But if it drops down by half, it's still like a phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's just not like world changing like it is right now. But yeah, I'm curious to see. It's up to them. I think if they are clever about it, they can keep it up for a while just because people like the idea so much.
There's a lot of shit missing from that game that I would like to see, and I think one way to keep that momentum going, in some degree at least, would be to add some of that stuff.
They reserve trading when they introduce that. That will give it more life.
Yes.
Yeah, there's so many different things they can do just to see if they wait.
There is an app in... where was it? Someone made an app that lets you chat with the other trainers in Pokemon Go.
We also have the dating app.
The dating app.
Yeah.
That horse shit. It's been out 2 weeks. It only took it 2 weeks to get its own version of like Tinder.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
So you swipe what? You swipe right in Tinder or something like that? Do you have to throw the Pokeball in the dating app to catch the person?
Nah, I used I caught my last girlfriend with a master ball. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, so she couldn't escape?
There's a lot of disturbing undertones to the Pokemon dating app. But yeah, speaking of shit from our childhood that's coming back with a fucking vengeance, dude. That is Power Rangers, man. They are putting some fucking money behind this movie.
Yes, they are.
We got a new image today of what I immediately thought of as kind of like the Iron Man and War Machine where they have their helmet flip up.
Yes.
It's kind of that shot. If you're curious, you can Google it. It's all over the place. So I am on record as being very...
I can't tell if it's flipped up or just part of it, like... I guess it flipped up inside the helmet?
Yeah.
Because it's not on top.
So I heard...
That's really evident with the Red Ranger here.
I think I remember reading or hearing at some point they were trying to make the suits more like alien tech. Yeah. So I bet there's going to be a lot of moving pieces to it. So, but yeah, they do... I don't know how I feel about this movie. It's like every time they get me something, you know, that I really, really dig, like those posters from last week's episode. I really liked the headshot posters were cool. But this just seems like such a blatant knockoff of the Iron Man thing that it just... I mean, I don't know. What were your thoughts on it? You're more invested in Power Rangers than me.
My immediate thought was the Guyver anime still. But, yeah... I like what I'm seeing so far, except for that first goddamn poster. Yeah, I mean, I still don't get where Rita's costume came out of. That was out of left field, but you know, I mean, I'm open to it.
I'm pretty sure that came from some slash fic for Power Rangers. that was her costume was supposed to be mailed to the Power Ranger porno parody set, and then they just kind of intercepted it and like, well, it's here. We got Elizabeth Banks. I mean, shit.
See, I think that's more what it was. It was like, so we're designing a costume for Rita. Who's Rita again? Elizabeth Banks. Oh, I've always wanted to fuck her.
We're going to take off half of this fucking costume.
So they just gave her like a bikini to wear, and that was it.
So I'm going to go ahead and pre-order my ticket to this right now. And if that story came out, I would fucking go pay for tickets, not even save or watch the movie. It's like, you guys got my backing.
I think people like you and definitely Phil that are kind of up in the air on this I think that first shot of one of the Zords, even if it's just a teaser shot.
I was telling you, what I want most out of this movie is I want the Zord stuff to be pretty cool so I can squint my eyes and pretend that I'm watching Pacific Rim. That is what I most want out of this film.
It's probably going to be the third act. It's probably going to be the last thing you see in the movie. But still, I think it can be worth it. I've
had, from that very beginning of this announcement, I have a very, very bad feeling about this movie. And I can't explain to you why. I mean, it looks like they got some money behind it. I like Elizabeth Banks and obviously Bryan Cranston.
If nothing else, they're trying.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
What did this? That comic line by the Nightwing guy? Is that what did this?
No,
what revamped this?
What revamped this is what we were talking about earlier. There's the fucking Emoji movie, and there's the Tetris trilogy, and there's the fucking Trolls movie.
So somewhere out there, Haim Saban was just like, it's time.
If you had a property that was anywhere notable at all in the last 30 years, you are getting greenlit, and that is so the case because Ghostbusters 2 is also a thing, Ron.
Oh my god.
So
this fucking movie, Jeff.
The Sony president of worldwide distribution pretty much all but confirmed Ghostbusters 2. Their box office was not quite as gangbusters. That's the fucking sequel I want. I want the Ghostbusters Gangbusters, where it's Ghostbusters v Crips, and I will actually get my ass in the theater for that.
The Ghost of Crips.
You make it. You're selling me on this. You shouldn't be talking about this. Okay, so the Sony president of distribution confirmed. Pretty much, he would be
Ghostbusters. Give me Gangbusters. And you know what? Just inexplicably, Gangbusters 2. There was no 1. Just
go right to 2.
Because it's that awesome.
It's Gangbusters 2, because fuck it. That's the name of the movie.
I would write this movie.
We're going to stop this recording right now to get it.
No one steal this idea. That's our new tagline.
Bobby, put the pen down. Okay. He all but confirmed a sequel to it because it has been doing gangbusters wrong. But it's been doing solid. Yeah. All my funny material is not even intentional. That's the sad part of this podcast. So I will go out and say we haven't really talked about this since the movie came out. I actually believe the majority of people in saying the movie ranges from it's watchable to decent, people saying it's pretty good. For the love of God, fire every person who ever touched a poster, trailer, or teaser for that first movie, because they did not do that movie any goddamn favors.
No, they did not. I can't see any way this movie is good, especially if Melissa McCarthy's in it. But everyone that I've talked to that's seen it said it's good. I will never know because I never plan on ever seeing it. I would just rather stay home and watch the original.
My whole thing about it is I was never even a big Ghostbusters fan. When it was like great.
Fucking loved Ghostbusters.
I like the first Ghostbusters, but I think I was not a part of like.
I always watched the cartoon too.
I was not a part of the age group to where you really have nostalgia for it. So to me, it's just a decent, funny movie that it wasn't like a classic for me, but
it's a classic.
I would watch this Ghostbusters movie just to satisfy my curiosity on like Netflix, just to see. But I do believe people because like Rotten Tomatoes this year specifically has actually been pretty on the money with the movies they've rated. They have destroyed them when they need to be destroyed, like you said, Warcraft and BVS, and then Nice Guys and Deadpool are over 90. Like, they've been pretty on point, even with shit they normally wouldn't be. I trust people, and I trust Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it's that bad, but for the love of God, fire all of the marketing division, because it was fucking atrocious.
They put out some of the worst stuff they could have put out in trailers, and, I mean, dear God, I still hope that's not the focus group results, and that's why we got those trailers.
Also, I would watch it bare minimum for the 15 minutes of Chris Hemsworth scenes, and then I would just fast forward the rest of it.
And that's basically what you and I got out of Kevin Smith talking about it, was just rent it and fast forward through until Chris Hemsworth's on screen again, and then move on.
I fucking love Chris Hemsworth, yeah. So, Ghostbusters 2 is coming to theaters. What is not coming to theaters, Ron?
This is my favorite story of the week.
It's maybe my final story of the decade. This is fantastic. The final Divergent movie, which they did one of those weird naming conventions where each one was different. It was like
Divergent and then Insurgent, and that's where I stopped.
And then No One Gives a Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Divergent, fuck it.
Fuck it. So they did the whole bullshit that drives me crazy where they split the last book into 2 parts. And finally this bit one of the studios in the ass. This is fantastic. The last movie, which I believe was the 3rd one.
Yes.
Because it was a 3-novel series, which they split the last one into another movie where they got 4 total films. Apparently the 3rd one did so fucking terrible, Ron. The final movie will be going direct to TV in the form of a TV movie in which it might not even have the original cast.
Now, what would be even better than that is, did they even say what network or anything yet?
I bet it goes on to CBS All Access.
CBS No Access.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is astounding.
I've never seen this.
This is astounding. Like, okay, what was funny is, like, I believe it was the Collider article where I first saw this on. They were talking about how, like, they were in decline on the box office from movie to movie, but it wasn't ever bad going from the first movie to the second movie. It was like a small drop-off.
Right.
But that second to third one was so fucking drastic that if this is the result for it, like, I've never seen this before.
I mean, I can understand that a little bit, too, because, you watch the first one, and you have your thoughts, and then on the second one, you're like, well, it was the first one, maybe the second one will be better, but after you've gone 2 movies, like, I'm just fucking done if you haven't got me by then.
Shailene Woodley is fucking terrible.
She is.
You want to know, actually, what I think Shailene Woodley is?
What's that?
I think she is the female Sam Worthington. I think she was in, like, 15 movies over the course of 2 years, and finally someone was like, huh,
she's not that good.
She's really not that good of an actor. And then out of nowhere, she goes, she's supposed to be Mary Jane. She gets axed out of Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing.
She's supposed to be in Divergent. She gets axed out of Divergent because she's probably not going to be in the TV movie. And then it'll be like Sam Worthington. We will not hear or see Shailene Woodley for ever again.
And you know what's funny is if you watch those movies, actors are playing second fiddle to her. Like actors like Diane Lane and Jeff Daniels, and it's just like
Kate Winslet, an Oscar winner,
and Littlefinger, Baelish.
Baelish is in those movies.
No, that's Maze Runner, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Maze Runner.
That's Maze Runner.
Oh, it was
who was it? There was someone else.
Oh God, they played the mom. Vamp. I'm going to. Oh God, I'm blanking on her name. Well, once we figure out the name, we'll feel like idiots, though. Let's see. Pulling up.
Well, Diane Lane was her mom.
Was it Diane Lane? I thought it was not Diane Lane. Let me see.
That narrows it down. I thought it was. I don't know. I saw that movie once, and I said never again.
It was fucking terrible.
I mean, I get...
It was Ashley Judd.
Ashley Judd. Who? I always get her mixed up with her.
That's why I say not Diane Lane. That's Ashley Judd.
Yeah.
She is like Kmart brand Diane Lane.
Yes. I mean, you got Double Jeopardy playing second fiddle to her.
Yeah. Okay. Let's run through the cast. Ashley Judd. Jai Courtney.
Yeah.
Jai Courtney is not Gary Oldman, but he is Gary.
That's where he got his start, wasn't it?
Maybe.
And then he did Terminator Salvation, and now he's in Suicide Squad.
Jack Courtney is basically Gary Oldman compared to Shailene Woodley. Ray Stevenson is very, very good. He was the Punisher in the Punisher Warzone movie.
Okay.
He's in the first. He might have been in both Thors, but I know for sure the first one. He's Volstagg, like the big bearded buddy of his.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's really, really good.
Is that really him?
Yeah.
Wow.
Kate Winslet. Yeah, like all of these, like. Really, like they spent all of the time on the casting for all the side characters, and then picked an atrocious lead. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I understand Hollywood in the fact that she's not bad to look at, But my gosh, she has to have some sort of acting ability. I would have taken Kirsten Dunst over.
Oh, dude, Kirsten Dunst is fantastic. Like, Kirsten Dunst was really only ever atrocious in Spider-Man because she was horribly miscast. Like, now she's okay. You know, she's not great, but she's okay. Shailene Woodley is bad.
She made a tennis movie that like shocked me. I'm like, oh, she can act.
She's apparently really good in Fargo. And Fargo doesn't fuck around with you unless you're a solid actor. Like, their casts are ridiculous from what I've seen. Yeah, this is just crazy. And the little PS of the story, which is fucking hilarious to me, in what they're actually trying to do. So, their hopes are they can get the original cast for the TV film and then add on additional cast members for, wait for it, a spin-off backdoor pilot TV show.
Are you fucking serious?
Why would any television studio want to bring on the property that did so piss poor it is being brought to television from a major Hollywood budget?
You know, and I'm surprised, since we're in the golden age of TV, that TV is still being considered a step down. I get that it's cheaper to do and everything, but honestly, if you're a network with all the shit that's on TV right now and all the shit that's wanting to come to TV and all the writers out there and just how excellent everything has been, if you had your pick between something else and the Divergent series that couldn't make it as a movie, you're probably going to take the something else, right? I mean, it's probably a better gamble.
Absolutely, because Stranger Things is a perfect example of this. That's the original Netflix show that I became obsessed with over the last couple of days. I already finished the whole first season. It was fantastic. It came out of fucking nowhere. It is based off of basically 80s nostalgia. It is like John Carpenter plus Stephen King movies plus or Stephen King adaptations plus Spielberg. It has no established property, but the simple fact that it's fucking good and it was on Premiere Network that Netflix is did gangbusters. Is lighting up the internet. Fucking, I said it again. That's my crutch word for the day. It did good, but it didn't know gangbusters. That is for sure. Yeah. And then you got fucking Divergent, which was an established book that makes a lot of money just off the book sales, and then just tanks completely.
You know, the Divergent series, after seeing the movie, the first one, I may or may not have seen the second one. I couldn't even tell you. I think that whole series probably would have done better on some network. Maybe not the CW, but something like the CW or something.
I would put it on Sci-Fi.
Or Sci-Fi.
I think Sci-Fi would probably
something like that to begin with. I don't think it ever should have tried to go. It tried to go like sci-fi version of Twilight and get the tweens. I think the tweens are pretty much over.
I think the book also kind of piggybacked off of Hunger Games. I think they were really the difference with Hunger Games movies is you have Jennifer Lawrence, one of the most talented young actresses in Hollywood.
Yes.
And then we got Shailene Woodley.
Yeah.
And then it goes to show you, if you want your franchise to last more than one movie, you better be fucking good about picking your lead.
Yeah, because, I mean, Shailene Woodley is as good an actress as you and I are podcasters.
I know.
I mean, I don't know why anyone would pick her for anything.
I know. While we're talking about picking out your lead for a franchise, though, we need to talk about some goddamn Lord Miller Han Solo. Dude, I'm so excited for this. We haven't seen jack shit for this, and I'm already just incredibly stoked for it. Alden Ehrenreich, who, this is basically like the worst kept secret in the last 5 years. Like, we've been talking about Alden Ehrenreich for 5 months now. He was officially confirmed as Han Solo via, it was actually really cool, they brought him out for the Star Wars celebration, which is basically like a little Star Wars Comic-Con almost. They brought him out with Lord Miller were there, and they also had Kathleen Kennedy, who's kind of like the Feige for the Star Wars division. They had him out on stage. One of the funny things they brought up was he was actually the very first person they auditioned out of the 3,000. And they were so blown away by how good he was that
he set the bar.
It was kind of funny that Lord Miller, since they talked about it on stage, and Kathleen Kennedy, the main producer, was there. They were like, "Yeah, we picked Alden. He was the first guy we saw, so we kind of wasted your money, Kathleen, on those other 3,000 auditions." And she was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be pulled out of your salary." It sounded like I need to go back to actually watch the Q&A. It sounded really funny. One of my favorite tidbits though with it, they said they screen tested the frontrunners with Chewbacca on the set of the Falcon.
That's pretty awesome.
Could you imagine auditioning because you're
Your
used to,
life is complete at that point. Imagine getting the role.
you're used to being in a fucking like a side little room with no windows in the middle of a studio. You're not used to auditioning on the fucking Millennium Falcon. I could imagine the nerves for that. But yeah, I haven't seen Hell Caesar yet, which you and I really need to see desperately.
We need to check that out.
I did watch. I found it on YouTube, an interview where Alden Ehrenreich was on with Conan a few months ago, and I think he's perfect without even seeing him act, just because he's got a good look for it, his voice, the way he carries himself. He has kind of this aloof Harrison Ford type personality to him. I need to show you the interview because I think you'll agree with me. He seems perfect. And Lord Miller have crushed it on literally every project they've touched in the last 5 years, so I'm really excited.
See, I fall more in the Andrew Garfield category of if I was an actor and someone offered me a role like this, I'd be like, you're out of your goddamn mind. I do not want that.
Yeah.
Because when he got Spider-Man, he was on, Andrew Garfield was on Jon Stewart, and he asked him if he was excited for the role or what, and he's like, I am terrified, and I really don't want to do this. Cause he said he loved it. He grew up with the cartoon you and I grew up with, and that's why he was afraid to do it, and he knew he'd get crucified if he screwed it up. And he said it could potentially end his career if he ruined it. And I feel like this guy is in the same boat with Han Solo. If he fucks up Han Solo, he will wind up dead in a ditch somewhere because some fan will have drove over to his house and duct taped him,
and then took him out with a bowcaster.
Took him out with a bowcaster.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for this. I encourage everyone to go and look up the Star Wars Celebration. I'm pretty sure they put it all up on YouTube. They've been really good about the conventions, about putting the stuff up on YouTube.
Because if they don't, someone else will.
Yeah, well, they eventually got tired of escorting out the corpses from J.J. Abrams doing. While we're talking about Abrams, we're going to transition over to Star Trek 4.
I like this.
This was officially confirmed, sort of. Last week we talked about it, but now it is every fucking thing.
Officially confirmed, sort of.
We're starting to sound like we're fucking Nerdist, dude. We're like... Now, this is 50% confirmed. Next week is going to be 75% confirmed. And then it's official.
This is definitely maybe confirmed, you guys.
This is DEFCON 4, guys. Come on. So, Star Trek 4.
Definitely confirmed DEFCON. Nice job.
I didn't even... God damn it. I didn't even mean to fucking do that.
I would give you another rim shot.
We really need to start recording us as we talk, Veronica, because I make all my best material. I'm not even fucking paying attention. Chris Hemsworth officially will be back as Kirk's dad in Star Trek 4. What do you think?
I like it.
I love it. Give me all of Chris Hemsworth.
I hope I don't have a horseshit time travel reason, but, I mean, if they do time travel, then they better knock it out of the park.
No, well, I'm glad you brought that up, though, because if anyone has done that brilliantly, it's the first Star Trek movie. The 2009 movie, it is when you think about it, they use time travel just about as effective as any film ever has because they effectively rebooted the whole continuity.
They used it as an excuse to reboot the franchise and not piss off the Trekkies,
which was brilliant. As possible.
So while that is a smart business move, I wouldn't say it's a great cinematic use of time travel.
I loved it. I thought it worked really, really well.
It's kind of one of my go-tos for copping out on time travel.
Well,
that's my only complaint about the first movie.
I absolutely loved it.
Mostly because I couldn't fucking stand Star Trek until that first movie. So,
well, that's what I thought was so brilliant about it is because, like you said, they found a perfect middle ground.
Yeah,
they found a perfect way.
Because here's the thing: like you and I have said before, Doctor Who many times, is that show has endless possibilities. Somehow we got class out of that, but it has endless possibilities. As long as you have a strong writing team, you can do anything you want with it. That's where Star Trek 4 with Chris Hemsworth falls into that category. And as long as they do a really good job writing it, then it'll work. You know,
yeah, bare minimum, we're getting an hour and a half of Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth, which is worth your money.
The Chris's?
Yeah, I cannot wait.
Chris Trek.
JJ has not announced whether he will be directing it or not. He is back on board as a producer. I wouldn't be surprised if he did or didn't direct it. I would kind of like to see him come back to it because I loved his first two movies so much.
Yeah, I predict he will. I think he'll stay producer on Star Wars, and he'll be back in the saddle for Star Trek.
I don't feel like doing Star Wars. I'm gonna go back to Star Trek for a movie.
What a life, man! What a fucking life.
Yeah, JJ's got it good, man.
Do you know how many people just dream of making it to one of those? He got both.
In a big bad way. Like, he didn't even get, like...
He was successful with one, and he went to Star Wars and was successful with it.
Yeah, and then, made, $5 bajillion off of it?
At this point, he's just doing it for fun. Like, he has no need to ever work again.
I think that's part of the reason why I end up liking his movies so much, is he actually seems to have a genuine enthusiasm for his job. James Cameron appears like he hates everyone and everything he does. George Lucas always seems like a bitter, angry man.
George Dredd.
While JJ has been being interviewed about the subject, he did confirm for Star Trek 4, Anton Yelchin will not be replaced, which I really, really appreciate. He will not be recast. They will not have a Chekhov. What I'm hoping they do is I hope they don't make a big deal out of it. They just say, oh, Chekhov was made first officer on another ship. Yeah. Do something like that.
Something like that.
Promote him, and then, I think that'd be the best way to go about doing it.
Yeah.
Man, we watched Green Room over the weekend. I miss Anton Yelchin so much.
Oh my god.
If any of you have not seen Green Room, it is one of the best movies of the year, easily.
Check it out, please. It's at Redbox right now, if nothing else.
While we're talking about Star Trek, this was a really, really interesting thing. So, I believe we talked last year about how Leonard Nimoy's son, Adam, was in the process of actually making a documentary about the original Star Trek and how it got off the ground and, became a cultural phenomenon kind of after the fact. Right. Because it wasn't that big of a hit when it originally ran. It became really, really popular during sitcoms and conventions and stuff like that. Well, during the middle of the making of the documentary, his father passed away, unfortunately. I still miss Leonard Nimoy, too. Man, he was awesome in those Star Trek movies himself.
He was.
He was really, really great. So he reformatted the documentary into what is now For the Love of Spock. It is all about him and his relationship with his father. He was in some rights trouble last year about trying to get it off the ground.
Fucked up.
Very, very fucked up. I forget all the specifics about it, but you probably find it online. But it looks like he has passed it now. There is a trailer online. Just YouTube For the Love of Spock. You should be able to find it.
If I recall, they were going to charge him an exorbitant amount of money to use the likeness of Spock in the documentary and the name Star Trek and all that.
And they will rot in hell for that, because that is just about the most fucked up thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was just the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
and it was right around the time... It happened right around the time Leonard Nimoy passed away, if I recall, too, right?
Maybe like a few weeks after, but pretty close.
A few weeks after. So instead of them outreaching and saying, oh, yeah, in honor of your father, and we appreciate everything you did for us, go ahead and do your documentary. No. Instead, they went to court and said, fuck you, and shat all over Leonard Nimoy's memory and everything.
They should have jumped on fucking board and became producers.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a successful property.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And instead, they hurt all of their image, their goodwill, and everything, their reputation. They hurt it all because... Jeff, you're well aware that few people have ever heard of Star Trek or know what that is.
It is just one of the all-time underdogs.
I don't get it.
Yeah, fuck them. I think that probably the proper way to end the topic.
I haven't said studio name. I think I know who it is, but I don't want to say because I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure they have lawyers either way.
Yeah, but... anyone wanting more details on it can Google it. We would be remiss if we went a week without talking about Marvel or DC in some way, Ron. And this is actually a pretty cool rumor that I'm hoping is true. So, the first solo Batman movie coming up with Affleck, the rumor is currently, because of off comments made by Affleck himself and, just because how the rumor roll works, the first Batman movie, tentatively titled, I think the working title is just The Batman, which I wouldn't be surprised actually ends up being the title.
I actually like that title.
I like the title too. Arkham Asylum. What do you think? Basically, if you're not familiar with it, it's the gist of the first game where he is trapped within the asylum and it gives you a real good excuse to have shit tons of awesome villains.
I have mixed emotions about it.
Okay?
I've always wanted this in a movie form. I don't know that I wanted it now with this generation of Batman and writers and everything from DC and Warner Brothers?
First of all, we should point out it's being co-written by Affleck and Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns just wrote Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
So Batman didn't kill anyone in Arkham Knight. So
I know, but Batfleck did, and I still don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't want it from
Snyder and Terrio are the reason.
I wanted it from the next Batman. I didn't want it from
Snyder
Batfleck.
and Terrio are the reason Batman is the way he is in that movie. With Jeff Johns in charge now, I think we'll be fine. Jeff Johns is not going to allow them to have murder Batman. It's just not going to happen. He is too much of a fucking stickler, dude. Dude, he got pissed off about people talking shit about Aquaman to the point to where he made Aquaman cool. That's fucking Aquaman. Batman, I think it's going to be completely revamped. I think it's going to be...
I would have preferred to have it with my Carl Urban Batman.
I think this is, if it's true, I think it's a really, really clever idea. It's actually a really, really good way to get them out of the mold of the Nolan movies, to me.
It could end up being a clever idea or just them taking a script. It depends on how they do it.
I don't know. I mean... Jeff Johns currently writing the Wonder Woman movie. We like everything we've seen from that so far. I think Jeff Johns is, if anyone is going to save their movies, it is going to be Jeff Johns.
I agree with that, but I don't know. I wanted it when all this stuff passed and the DC cinematic universe died and all that.
Well, I
don't know. I was not pleased with Batman vs Superman. It killed all my interest in any future properties they have except for Wonder Woman. You know, I don't want any of the rest of them to happen.
You would watch Aquaman. It's fucking Aqua Drogo, dude.
I would watch Aquaman, but you know, I'm not excited for it. I'm excited to see Jason Momoa as Aquaman, but I'm not excited for it like I am Wonder Woman.
I would agree with that, but I still think it's... I don't know. It all depends on if... Okay, my interest in the Batman hinges on the changes to Batman's character in the first Justice League movie. If we get the first Justice League movie and Batman is Batman and he's... Because I think when you think about it, you and I both praised how Batman was done in BVS outside of him fucking murdering everybody. If they had just toned that down, I think we would have disliked the movie, but I don't think we would have been so pissed off about the Batman character as we were.
Yeah.
Because it's just like in the Honest trailer. It's like, he wasn't Batman, he was Snyder's fan fiction murdery version. Like, he really was.
Yeah.
And that's not going to happen with Jeff Johns in charge of it. I have good feelings about it. We'll have to wait and see, though. What I don't have good feelings about regarding Batman is Gotham. And this is another just goddamn shame.
Don't you mention that show and Batman in the same sentence, sir.
Gotham has cast Benedict Samuel from The Walking Dead as the Mad Hatter for season...
More wasted casting.
Season...
First they wasted B.D. Wong, and now they're wasting Benedict Samuel for Mad Hatter.
Yeah, if you're not, from The Walking Dead, he played the main wolf character, who, if you've seen the show, you probably know who I'm talking about. Or even Googling his name, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about if you're up to date on the show.
The other shame of Gotham, just while we're talking about their wasted casting... The guy that plays Harvey Bullock.
Yeah. Oh, God, what is his name? I'm blanking on names today.
Because Gotham is Gotham.
Donald Logue.
We'll probably never get Bullock again, and he is just perfect.
Yeah, he was perfectly casted. You want to talk about shit they're fucking up, dude? Is on their posters for season 3 are the Court of Owls.
Oh, God.
They couldn't even get the design of their masks right. And they are blank fucking white owl masks. And they... I'm moving on. How hard is it to fucking make a white Halloween mask?
I don't know. That show just baffles me.
I don't understand.
It's another one that I don't understand because just about everyone I talk to completely agrees that it's absolute garbage and its ratings keep going up.
Is it like the train wreck syndrome? I wonder who they're going to fuck up this week.
I can't look away. Yeah, I don't know.
I ended up watching a clip of it too. B.D. Wong. Oh, he crushed it, man. I watched like a 45-second clip, and he is fucking Hugo Strange in that, and it made me really, really sad.
He should have been Hugo Strange in the Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah,
movie.
He'd have been fantastic. We'll just stick with Stanley Tucci now because there will be expletives. So we are getting Gotham. And the real fucking devastating blow behind Gotham continuing is that Constantine, in the midst of all that, got fucking canceled.
Fuck all of you.
Fuck Hollywood. Yeah. Well, we bring this up because the rumors are starting back up again that Constantine might not officially be over.
And I want to say these seem to be fairly strong rumors because you and I usually don't delve too much into rumors on this show, not until we have something substantial behind them.
So, what made this story interesting is I believe this was comicbook.com who confirmed this. So in early 2017, DC and Warner Brothers are actually planning these, they're called DC TV collectible action figures.
Uh-huh.
And then the action figures they selected for the first batch, if this report is true,
The
are
first batch.
Vixen, Supergirl, The Atom, which all makes sense,
Yes.
and Matt Ryan's John Constantine. This is on the heels of them going out of their way to add all of Season 1 on CWC, which we just reported on like a week ago.
Yes.
We are also, you know, a couple...
It's almost like they've quietly acquired the rights or something.
We were also...
And in true CW fashion, while ramping up to some big reveal, are spoiling the fuck out of the reveal.
Which I'm okay with. This is the one thing I'm okay with. Just please, for the love of God, let it happen. Yeah. So it's looking like Constantine, while he probably will not have his own show, could very well be added to Legends of Tomorrow. If you added Constantine to Legends of Tomorrow, I need a new change of clothes. Just, what do you think about that, Ron? What do you think, hypothetically speaking? I don't think he'll get his own show. If they announce a Comic-Con tomorrow, Constantine Season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow, your excitement level?
I'd be pretty excited for it. Any way that I get Matt Ryan's Constantine back, I'd be pretty sad we wouldn't get Zed and what's his fuck that can't die.
Yeah, I hope they find a way to at least reference him because he was a cool character.
He finally died. He jumped on a grenade and he just didn't make it.
NBC finally took him down.
Yeah.
Well, you know me. I already fucking love Legends, and I'm really excited for where they're going with Season 2. If you just throw Constantine on there, that is like the ultimate cherry on top for me. I would be just ecstatic.
Yeah, any way that I can get more Matt Ryan Constantine, I'm really... That's one thing I'm really kind of bummed about with the Del Toro... The Dark Justice League.
Dark?
Yeah, that turning into an animated movie, you know, but maybe he'll voice Constantine.
Yeah, I think you and I talked about that at one point, too.
But, yeah, anything that gets me more Matt Ryan Constantine, I'm excited for.
He was amazing.
Best case scenario, we get a Hellblazer show. Because that was always the buzz, was if it went to another network, they may not be able to use Constantine for the show title, so they were just going to revamp it as Hellblazers and continue right where it left off. That's obviously best case scenario. With how many shows they have now, I doubt that'll be the case.
Well, what was interesting is like his episode of Arrow, they skyrocketed the ratings on it.
Yeah, the ratings went through the frickin' roof.
Yeah, it was as good as like their pilots and finales are.
Yeah.
And I think they'd be a fool not to, because Matt Ryan himself is on board because he's been part of like the campaign to bring it back. Even now,
oh yeah,
he's been retweeting some of these rumors.
That's the other thing that's been amazing about that show was, you know, you and I reported on it every step of the way, where the show was probably going to get canceled, and then it did get canceled, and the entire way for months and months, the showrunners, the writers, the actors, Matt Ryan, all of them were fighting as hard as they could, and they led and spearheaded Twitter campaigns and all these other campaigns to try to keep it alive. Most of the time, you know, a show gets canceled, yeah, the actors and stuff are bummed, but they just kind of move on to their next gig. They don't usually fight for it that hard. So that was one thing that really gave me hope it would live. But
yeah, we might not see his buddies from Constantine, but another rumor that was going around, I figured I'd go ahead and add. It looks like, if the rumors are true, the CW is very interested in adding the Spectre to the CW universe for the DC stuff. So they're wanting, I think, to, if they get Constantine, bring over the Spectre idea and the actor as well.
As I say, get that same idea and get Matt Ryan together with him, and then they can go in and do Dr. Fate.
Oh my god, I want Dr. Fate so bad. I love Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Yeah. How the fuck have they not done Dr. Fate yet on any of those shows?
Well, apparently they were going to try.
No. I know. I'm talking about on the CW shows already. I don't know how we've had 35 billion episodes of Flash, Legends, and Arrow and no Dr. Fate. Seems kind of obvious to me. But what I want out of Comic-Con this year more than anything is John Constantine at least added to Legends. That would make Comic-Con for me. Let's see. We got one little bit of TV news, and then we are done. Star Trek, no access. God, I fucking hate CBS so bad, Ron. This pissed me off so fucking bad, because I think you and I even mentioned how this would be a brilliant business model, which it is if they'd actually fucking go through with it. CBS has agreed with Netflix to fucking air the new Star Trek show on Netflix everywhere except United States and Canada, because no one in the U.S. or Canada...
And wasn't it even within, 24 or 48 hours of it?
You would get the new episode 24 hours after premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck?
That's a Hulu move. That's unheard of for Netflix.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
CBS...
Pork-sucking bastages shysters.
CBS
That's CBS.
Can fucking... I don't even expletives. I'm out of expletives for fucking CBS and their no access horse shit. Moving on. We got to end on some good news, Ron.
Something that we will be having access to on August 2nd.
The Batman we fucking deserve, Ron. And that is brought to you by Telltale. I'm so excited.
Oh, dude.
Let's just watch the trailer again.
I know.
Pausing the recording. Okay, we're back. Pants have been changed.
I love that trailer.
So yeah, if you're not familiar with this, Telltale.
How are you not?
Huh?
I said, who are you and how are you not familiar with this?
Get the fuck off our podcast. Telltale. Most famously known for probably Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us, but now they've done fucking everybody by now. They still have fucking Marvel, and they haven't even touched it yet.
They haven't touched Marvel yet, and they also did Minecraft Story Mode, right?
Yeah. Borderlands. They have a Borderlands thing, too. It's it's nuts. It's nuts to me.
They have a Michonne Walking Dead one also.
Yeah, it is insane. I'm curious how many fucking employees they have to have now just to get all the shit done.
5. They have 5. They just don't sleep.
Yeah, watch the trailer. If you like, even if you don't like video games, it's just a cool trailer if you like Batman. Like
the teaser was cool enough, but then this trailer,
the aesthetics are really, really cool. We pointed out how they're I don't know if it's a complete from the ground up engine, but they've completely changed the way the graphics look, because it still has the cell shaded.
It's from the ground up. We reported on that a while back.
It still has the cell shaded Telltale signature look, but it looks gorgeous now. It looks 3D, whereas the others look kind of flat. Yeah, for what they always looked like, they didn't necessarily look bad.
It never
but
they
looked like they were obviously designed to be, usable on an iPhone or iPad too.
Yeah.
Where they had to make it accessible for other platforms like that.
This looks like a console.
This looks like a PS4 Batman game, and it looks freaking sweet. The balance between how they end up using action for it is going to be interesting, because Telltale is notorious for story-based.
Yes.
Games, but...
And you get to choose your progression like those old books where it says flip to this page.
Yeah.
You just hit one of the buttons, yeah.
They've talked about how you're actually going to have a lot of material for Bruce Wayne, and what you do as Bruce Wayne affects how you operate as Batman. Really, really cool stuff. It's never been done before. It was nice to see 2 minutes of Batman screen time in 2016 where nobody got murdered. That was appreciated.
That was very much appreciated.
Troy Baker is back as Batman because Troy Baker. Did you know he was actually Batman in the Lego games too?
Yes.
I'd forgotten about that, but that was pretty cool. Fucking Troy Baker, dude.
No, I loved it because I told you that. Because I told you that.
No, I knew about it at some point. I just forgotten about it.
Because I told you how he's the Joker in Arkham,
yeah,
and then he's Batman in the Lego game.
My favorite performance of his Mark Hamill Joker impression is just fucking eerie how good he is.
Well, it's because his delivery is slightly different. He sounds a lot like Mark Hamill, which you grew up with, but Mark Hamill's sounds a little bit goofier, which that's not an insult. I mean, he's a fucking clown.
It's just the way he does it.
But he sounds so much more sinister
He's like half Mark Hamill Joker, half Pennywise.
Yeah.
Pretty much with it. It's really, really... I want to watch... I need to play Arkham Origins again. That's a fucking good game.
Yeah, you'll fall through the map, but it's still a fucking good game.
That's the final boss, is the map. But...
The final boss, the game itself.
Telltale, now it is, since it's Telltale, they are doing it episodically. Episode 1 comes out August 2nd. I have never played their games episode to episode until now. I am playing this shit as soon as possible. I believe they're having the Season Pass disc where you can purchase it, quasi-physical media, and I believe it was September 13th. I think that's the date they put on the trailer.
So yeah, tune in on August 4th when we are playing episode 1 on the podcast.
Yes,
I am
excited.
buying that, and you are coming over. Fuck, we might even do it on Tuesday.
I don't know if I'll be able to wait if we do it another day. I might just, because I'm playing it that Tuesday, whether it's for recording or not.
Yeah, I am too.
I have to play it. But yeah, I think that's going to be a wrap for our podcast today. We appreciate you checking us out. If you have made it with us this far, if you'd like to check us out more, please like and subscribe. That gets you all of our reaction shows for such stuff like Game of Thrones. We do Westrospective, where we're going back to the very beginning and doing kind of recaps on the earlier seasons of that. We obviously have the podcast that comes out every Wednesday or Thursday. We also do Let's Plays, as Ron mentioned just now. Please check out our Facebook and Twitter links below if you're interested in that. And most importantly, if you know anyone else that might also like our content, we would greatly appreciate the share.
One thing I'd like to say, too, before we sign out.
Don't you fucking derail my podcast.
I'll derail you all I want, good sir.
What did I tell you about stealing my shit?
Before we sign out, also, I wanted to apologize for the crazy timing of all the videos and podcast release lately. Between things going on in our personal lives and Oklahoma itself trying to kill us, the schedule's been all over the place.
Yeah. Fuck Oklahoma.
Yeah. We will be having 2 Dead Space videos on the same day, probably, because I didn't have one yesterday.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. Sorry, Bobby. We'll see you guys next time.